I want to start by providing some information about participation in the hearing process. So the board chambers here today is open to in-person attendance. Please be advised that today's hearing is being recorded and will be available on the county's website under the Zoning Administrator and Parcel Review Committee agenda webpage. In-person public comment will be offered during the meeting for each item. When providing public comment, please come to the podium, state your name for the record, and begin your comments. And you'll have 3 minutes to provide comment. It is on. Okay. Okay, let me finish with this and then we'll move on. So everyone understands how the hearing process is going to work. First, I will ask staff for their presentation, and then I'll ask the applicant or representative to come to the podium and provide any additional information they would like to be considered today. And then after that, we'll open it up to public comment. So I need to correct the record here that we are opening the convenience location. And so we might need to take a little bit of a pause, is my understanding. So before the next item really on the agenda is public comment on matters that are not on the agenda. So we're going to pause before we get to that, just to make sure that we don't have anybody in Tahoe that wants to provide public comment. So again, sorry for the inconvenience here, but we are going to take just a brief pause. See how it does it? Is that weird? That would be lovely, thank you.
They're not the buttons up there.
Oh.
They are. This is the podium microphone. This is how you can enable
Oh my
it.
gosh, okay.
And this is yours.
Gotcha. Oh. Okay, folks, we're still waiting. I think we're having a little technical trouble, so I'm actually gonna just recess until 10:30. So, yeah, just a heads up that we're gonna take a pause and we will be on at 10:30 to allow time to get through the technical issues we're having on the Tahoe site. Thank you.
Tahoe location, can you hear us? Tahoe location, are you able to hear us?
Vision right now. I just have it on my small computer. And I'm not hearing it.
I think so. Tahoe location, can you confirm you're able to hear us? Your mic is currently muted. Tahoe location, I see that you're currently unmuted, but we are not.
I can hear you now.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, it looks like our technical troubles are over, but I did take a pause until 10:30, so I apologize, folks, but we do need to wait until 10:30, so thank you. Okay, everyone, it's 10:30. Apologize for that delay, but we are on track and going to get this hearing moving again. So again, this is the December 18th, 2025 Placer County Zoning Administrator and Parcel Review Committee hearing, and my name is Crystal Jacobson, and I'm the hearing officer for today. So before we review the items listed on the agenda, I'm going to open the floor for public comment. So this is comment on any matter that is not included on today's agenda. And again, the Tahoe convenience location is up and running and operational. So I'm not sure if there's anybody in Tahoe, but that is available as well. So with that, is there anyone in the public that wishes to provide a comment on any item that is not on the agenda? Okay, and then turning to Tahoe, is there anyone in Tahoe that wishes to provide comment on any item not on the agenda?
There's nobody in this location.
Okay, great. So I'm going to close public comment, and I am now going to turn to the consent agenda. I understand that there is a request, I think, to pull 2 items on consent, so I'm going to turn to staff to request that, and then we'll move forward from there.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Jacobson. Patrick Dobbs with the Planning Services Division, and I would like to request items number 3 and 4. That's the Kovac family, Lake Mary parcels, non-conditional certificate of compliance. That's number 3, and then number 4 is the Tim Kovac Lake Mary parcels non-conditional certificates of compliance. Staff would request that those items get continued to the date and time certain for the next meeting in January.
Great, thank you. Okay. Any other request in Tahoe? Anybody else that request to pull any other items from the consent calendar?
No.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, all other items on consent, so we're looking at items number 5, 6, and 7, are going to be approved by a single vote. So I have to ask if there's anybody that wishes to provide comment on the remaining items on consent or wishes to pull them from the agenda. Any further comment on, again, consent items 5, 6, and 7? No one here in the room? Anybody in the Tahoe location? It sounds like we don't have anybody, so I'm going to take action to approve the consent agenda. And I'm now going to move on to, are we good?
I just wanted to clarify, so do we have a number 7, or are we approving 5 and 6?
The number 7.
Do you have a number 7?
Yes.
Yeah,
there's a
number 7 was a summary action?
Perfect,
Yes.
thank you.
So 5, 6, and 7 are approved. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and open it up to, we're going to start with item, let me get my bearings here, but item number 3 on consent. And I'm going to ask staff to come up again to the podium for consent item number 3. Okay, and just to clarify, you were wishing to continue this item?
Number 3 and number 4.
Let's see your podium mic, sorry. Number 3 and number 4. So I'm first going to take action on number 3. This is the Kovac family Lake Mary parcels non-conditional certificate of compliance PLN 25-00224. Again, this is item number 3 on the agenda, I do need to open it up. It's a public hearing, so is there anyone in the room that wishes to provide comment on the request for continuance for item number 3? Okay, seeing none. We are gonna continue this one actually off calendar. So it's probably gonna be the January meeting, but it is going to be continued off calendar. So, and then now we're gonna move to item number 4 on the agenda, which again, you're requesting a continuance for that, it sounds like.
Yes.
Mr. Dobbs. So this one is the Tim Kovac Lake Mary parcels non-conditional certificate of compliance PLN 25-00225. And again, this is a public hearing, so I just need to ask if there's anybody in the public that wishes to provide a comment on the request for continuance? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to take action to continue this item. And this one will also be continued off calendar, but likely the January item. So Mr. Dobbs, when we have a date certain on that, you'll need to reach out to the applicants and let them know of that January date.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobs.
Yep, thank you. Okay, again, thank you for your patience. We are now moving on to items, hold on one second here on the agenda. So item number 1 on the agenda, this is the 10 a.m. item. And it is the Morrison Garage rear setback variance PLN 25-00326. This item was actually continued from the last zoning administrator hearing in November. So I'm gonna turn it over, and I did wanna also state, we did get public comment on this in November. We had continued it to allow the applicant to work with a homeowners association and kind of gather some more information. So I'm going to turn it over to staff for a quick report on that. And it looks like you are requesting a continuance on this as well.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. So staff is requesting the Morrison Garage rear setback variance, PLN 25-00326, be continued to a future zoning administrator hearing date and time uncertain. The zoning administrator had considered this item, as you mentioned, on the November 20th, 2025 hearing date. At that time, the applicant was requesting a variance to allow for a 300 square foot steel prefabricated detached garage to be constructed on an existing concrete slab 6 inches from the rear property line, where a 10-foot rear setback is normally required. The subject property, assessor's parcel number 047-320015000, comprises approximately 0.37 acres, is currently zoned residential single-family, combining minimum building site of 10,000 square feet, and is located at 7844 John Way in the unincorporated Granite Bay area. The zoning administrator took action to continue this item to today's hearing to allow the applicant to consult with the Hidden Lakes Estates Homeowners Association, as homeowners are required to submit requests for architectural modifications for approval by the HOA prior to seeking county approval. The applicant is working on a project redesign for the proposed garage to address HOA requirements. However, the applicant was not able to complete the architectural review with the HOA board prior to when the report preparation deadlines were for this hearing today. Therefore, a continuance of this item to a date and time uncertain is being requested to provide time for the applicant to complete HOA review requirements. No written public comments were received for this item prior to today's hearing. That's it. I'm available to answer any of your questions, and the applicant is not here at the hearing.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so this is a public hearing, and I understand that the request is for the continuance. So what I do need to do is open this up to members of the public to see if anyone has any comment on the request for continuance. Okay, seeing none here, and we don't have anybody in our Tahoe location. So with that, I'm going to take action to continue the Morrison Garage rear setback variance, PLN 25-00326, to a future hearing date. If this comes back before the zoning administrator, it will have to go through noticing requirements. So it will be re-noticed for that appropriate hearing date. So that concludes that item. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, I am going to move now to our 10:05 item. This is item number 2 on the agenda. It's the Loxley Lane Minor Use Permit Design Review Agreement, PLN 25-00343. And I just want to thank folks for being here and for your patience as we kind of navigated through those technical issues. So, okay, I'm going to turn to staff for a report on the item.
Good morning, Administrator Jacobson. I'm David Oriuros, Senior Planner with Planning Services and the Lead Planner for the Loxley Lane Minor Use Permit and Design Review Agreement. This request is for a minor use permit and design review agreement for a manufacturing operation located at 12600 Loxley Lane in the unincorporated Auburn area and within the Auburn-Bowman Community Plan. Staff is requesting that the zoning administrator conduct a public hearing to consider the project and determine the project to be categorically exempt from CEQA pursuant to sections 15301 and 15303 of the CEQA guidelines and Placer County Code sections 1836030 and 1836050. Approve a minor use permit to allow the manufacturing of components of modular educational structures subject to conditions of approval and required findings, and approve a design review agreement for the exterior building updates, including new roll-up doors, repainting, a new gate, and freestanding signage. The project site is located on 8.19 acres within the industrial park, combining design corridor, combining aircraft overflight zoning district. The general plan and community plan designations for the site are industrial. The property is developed with an existing 100,000 square foot industrial building, which was subdivided into 2 airspace condominiums in 2007. One suite of approximately 30,000 square feet is currently occupied by interstate sales, while the 70,000 square foot suite is vacant and is the subject of today's request. Surrounding land uses are industrial in nature, with the Auburn Municipal Airport located immediately to the north. The applicant proposes to establish a 70,000 square foot indoor manufacturing operation for the prefabrication of building components supporting K through 12 and higher education construction projects. Manufacturing activities would include metal hardware, wall panels, studs, and plywood, all occurring entirely within the existing building, with no outdoor manufacturing or storage proposed. The facility would include approximately 59,000 square feet of manufacturing and warehouse space, 9,000 square feet of accessory office use, and roughly 1,800 square feet for employee support areas such as lunchrooms and break areas. The operation anticipates 60 employees working a single daytime shift between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. with approximately 25 truck trips per week. The site provides 140 parking spaces, exceeding the 68 spaces required by the code. In conjunction with the manufacturing use, the applicant proposes exterior modifications subject to design review due to the site's location within a design scenic corridor. Proposed improvements include 2 new roll-up doors on the west building elevation, repainting the building with a coordinated 2-tone color scheme, installation of a new security access gate, and a 56 square foot freestanding monument sign compliant with county sign standards. No new lighting or landscaping is proposed. Metal products fabrication is conditionally permitted within the industrial park zoning district with approval of a minor use permit. Staff has reviewed the proposal's ability to meet the required findings for the granting of a minor use permit as contained in section 1758-140 of the Placer County Code, including compatibility with surrounding industrial uses, consistency with the general plan and Auburn-Bowman Community Plan, and that the proposal would not have adverse impacts related to traffic, noise, or public health and safety, and has determined that such findings can be made. The proposed exterior improvements are consistent with applicable design corridor criteria, are cohesive in appearance, and do not alter the building's scale, massing, or footprint. The site is located within Zone C1 of the Auburn Municipal Airport Land Use Compatibility Plan. Zone C1 sets standards related to proposed use, floor area ratio, and employee density. The use and proposal are consistent with these standards. Staff has also confirmed continued compliance with the applicable zoning development standards, including setbacks, parking, building height, and signage requirements. Regarding environmental review, the project can be found to be categorically exempt from CEQA under sections 15301 and 15303 of the CEQA guidelines and Placer County Code sections 1836030 and 1836050 as the project involves the reuse of an existing facility with minor exterior alterations and a new freestanding sign and gate. No exceptions to the exemptions apply. Public notices were mailed to surrounding property owners, posted on site, and distributed to relevant agencies. No public comments were received prior to the preparation of the staff report, and to my knowledge have not been received to date. County departments and outside agencies reviewed the project, and all comments have been incorporated into the recommended conditions of approval. I would note that subsequent to publishing the staff report, an erratum was prepared, adding condition 15, which is the county's standard indemnification condition. This condition was unintentionally omitted from the initial recommended conditions of approval, and staff has provided this erratum to the applicant, and they have indicated their agreement. And with that, staff recommends that the zoning administrator determine that the project is categorically exempt from environmental review in accordance with sections 15301 and 15303 of the California Environmental Quality Act guidelines and Placer County Code sections 1836030 and 1836050. Approve a minor use permit to allow for the manufacturing of components of modular educational structures within the industrial park, combining design corridor, combining aircraft overflight zoning district in accordance with Placer County Code sections 1758-120, subject to the conditions of approval and based on the findings as contained in the staff report, and approve a design review agreement to add two new roll-up doors on the west building elevation, exterior building paint, and a freestanding sign on a parcel within a design corridor subject to the recommended conditions of approval. And with that, that concludes my presentation. We are also joined by the applicant. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you. I don't think I have any questions at this time, except that I did want to note I haven't received any written public comment, so just want to verify that. Have you?
Yes, staff has not. Check in with the clerk.
Okay, I don't think I've seen anything on this one.
No, clerk has not received any public comment.
Okay, great. And I did get a copy of the errata, so thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn to, I see engineering and surveying in the room. Do you have any further comment?
Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. Engineering and surveying supports staff's recommendations with no comments or conditions.
Great, thank you. And I know environmental health is not here today. Are they on the line? Okay, great. I'm going to turn to them. I do know there are some conditions from environmental health that are contained in the recommended conditions of approval. So with that, I'm going to turn to environmental health, who is on the line. Hi.
Thank you, Ms. Jacobson. Environmental health supports staff's recommendations subject to the conditions and approval, which are just standard conditions. No additional comments. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and turn to the owner, applicant, or representative to come to the podium. State your name for the record.
John Stump with Flint.
Good morning. Hi. I just want to make sure, see if you have anything else you want to add to the record, and see if you have any questions.
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and I did want to just mention your proposed, it looks like a great use, right? A great reuse of an existing building. That's always good to see. And the design looks good. I like the color scheme that you're.
Thank you. We're excited.
Materials. So, okay, great. So why don't you go ahead and take a seat? This is a public hearing. I don't think I see anybody else in the room, but I do need to open it up to see if there's anybody else in the room that wishes to provide comment or testimony on this item. Okay, seeing none, and because we do have a convenience location in Tahoe, I do have to ask, is there anyone in Tahoe that wishes to provide comment on this item? Seeing none, okay. So we
There's
don't.
not.
Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing on this item, and I am going to take action to first determine that this project is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act. I am also going to approve the minor use permit to allow for the manufacturing of components of modular educational structures in accordance with Placer County Code sections 1758-120. Subject to the, this action is subject to the recommended conditions of approval contained in the staff report, and also the errata condition number 15 that was added to the record today. And the action is based upon the findings contained in the staff report. And Additionally, I'm going to approve a design review agreement for the proposed updates to the exterior facade, which includes paint, an addition of a roll-up doors, and new freestanding sign, and a new gate. And so, because nobody spoke, we didn't have anybody here today that spoke in opposition. We also didn't get any written public comment. I can actually waive the appeal period, so you guys can just move forward. You're the only one that has the right to appeal. So it sounds like you're in agreement with the conditions, so you can just move forward, and that concludes that item. Thank you so much again.
Jacobson?
Yes.
Just before we move on from this item, for clarity of the record, your approval of the design review agreement was subject to those conditions of approval as modified by the erratum.
Correct. The full approval is subject to the conditions of approval noted in the staff report and the errata as well, and then it's all based upon the findings contained in the staff report. Thank you for that. Okay, that concludes that item. Again, appreciate your patience, and happy holidays to you. So that concludes all items on today's agenda, and so we are going to adjourn the hearing today. So again, this was the December 18th, 2025 Zoning Administrator Parcel Review Committee hearing. Happy holidays to everyone, and once again, thanks for your patience.